Have you ever wondered why something that's been a quiet part of your life for so long now feels different, less satisfying, maybe even confusing? As we grow older, our bodies shift in ways we're rarely told about, especially when it comes to intimacy with ourselves. No one really talks to men over 60 about how self-pleasure evolves, or how it can continue to nourish not just the body, but the spirit too. This silence leaves many men in the dark, missing out on comfort, vitality, and even better health. But what if the key isn't doing more, but doing differently? In this video, we're going to gently uncover 7 powerful insights that could change the way you view this most personal part of your life. Stay with me because by the end, you may discover something that brings not just pleasure, but renewal. And as you listen, feel free to reflect and share in the comments when this topic first became real for you. 1. Mindfulness changes everything. The first secret that many older men wish they had known sooner is the quiet yet powerful gift of mindfulness. For most of your life, masturbation may have been a quick, automatic act, something done in private, often rushed, squeezed between tasks or before falling asleep. That rhythm might have made sense when your body was younger, more reactive and eager for release. But as you've grown older, your body speaks a different language, and it deserves to be listened to with more care and presence than ever before. Mindful self-pleasure isn't about being spiritual or trying something exotic. It's about finally being present with your own body, slowing down enough to notice the sensations that have been there all along but overlooked. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you truly paid attention during self-pleasure? Not rushing, not zoning out, but really feeling. Most men never have. They treat it like a sprint instead of the intimate, expansive experience it can become. With age comes an incredible opportunity. Your body is filled with thousands of nerve endings beyond the obvious areas. When you slow down and explore, those dormant pathways come alive. Areas like your lower abdomen, the inner thighs, even the base of your spine can light up with sensation when given proper attention. This isn't about touching more. It's about touching differently, with patience and curiosity. A simple place to start is by setting aside just 20 minutes. Create a space that feels safe and uninterrupted. Begin with slow, deep breaths to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for rest and pleasure. As you begin, reduce your speed by half. Focus on areas you usually ignore. Over time, you may discover new zones of pleasure that weren't accessible when you were younger, simply because you didn't yet have the awareness or patience to find them. Another powerful practice is edging, slowly building arousal, then easing off just before climax. Let the energy move through your body instead of rushing to release it. Many men say this alone changes everything. It not only increases pleasure, but strengthens the pelvic muscles and enhances control. Most surprisingly, men who adopt this slower, more mindful approach often report feeling more energized, grounded, and emotionally uplifted after. This is no accident. Prolonged pleasure triggers the release of endorphins, oxytocin, and dopamine, while reducing stress hormones like cortisol. So this is not just a better physical experience, it's a better emotional one too. The first secret is simple but profound. Slow down, be present, and treat this part of your life not as a habit to hide, but as a journey worth exploring with wisdom and heart. 2. Timing and space matter more than ever. The second secret that can truly change your self-pleasure experience is learning how much timing and environment matter. For most of your life, you may have approached masturbation like an afterthought, fitting it into stolen moments whenever privacy allowed. But as your body ages, its rhythms shift, and aligning your self-pleasure with those rhythms can make all the difference. Did you know that men over 55 often experience their peak testosterone between late morning and early afternoon, not at dawn like they did in their youth? A major study published in the Journal of Endocrinology found that mature men who engaged in sexual activity, including masturbation, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. reported significantly better erections and overall satisfaction. Your body, quite literally, is more responsive during these hours. Yet very few men have ever tried adjusting the timing of their pleasure to match what their hormones are asking for. But it's not just about the clock. The environment in which you engage with yourself matters just as much. As men age, the brain starts to crave more than just visual stimulation. Touch, scent, warmth, and sound become powerful allies in arousal. If you've ever wondered why pornography doesn't excite you the way it once did, it may be because your body is now asking for something deeper and more immersive. Start by making your space warm and welcoming. Research shows that even a slight increase in room temperature or a warm shower before starting can boost blood flow to the pelvic area by up to 38%. That alone can enhance both sensation and erection quality. Dim the lights, use a soft scent like vanilla or sandalwood, and maybe play calming music that helps you feel safe and relaxed. These small sensory elements signal your nervous system that it's okay to let go, which in turn allows arousal to rise more naturally. Another often overlooked factor is hydration. Being even slightly dehydrated can reduce blood volume and numb sensation. Drink a glass of water about 30 minutes before and avoid self-pleasure immediately after a large meal. When you're digesting, your blood is working in your stomach, not where you need it most. One urologist, Dr. Mark, put it simply, if he could give just one tip to older men for improving erections, it would be to hydrate and wait 2 hours after eating. These adjustments might seem subtle, but their effects are powerful. When you honor your body's timing and create a space that feels calm and sacred, pleasure becomes richer, more relaxed, and surprisingly more emotional. And over time, you're not just improving one moment. You're teaching your body how to feel again in a deeper, more lasting way. 3. New techniques for a new body. Let's be honest. Most men have been using the same technique for self-pleasure since their teenage years. It was simple, fast, and focused on one goal: release. But that method was designed for a younger body, one that reacted instantly and didn't yet understand depth. As we age, the body changes, but so does the opportunity. What once worked may now fall flat, not because something is wrong, but because something has evolved. And if you meet those changes with curiosity instead of habit, the rewards can be far greater than you imagine. Think of it like this. Using a teenage technique on a mature body is like trying to play a grand piano with the same finger taps you used on a toy keyboard. The sensitivity is there, but it's waiting for a more refined touch. Take the frenulum, for example, the small ridge under the head of the penis. This area is packed with nerve endings, and when stimulated with gentle precision, it can unlock sensations far more powerful than the usual routine. Many men have told me that just switching hands, using the non-dominant hand for light-focused pressure while the dominant hand offers broader strokes, completely changed their experience. Another adjustment that often surprises men involves blood flow. As we age, circulation becomes more complex, and certain areas require targeted support. One technique that's both simple and effective is called the ring technique. By forming a loose ring with your thumb and forefinger at the base of the penis, you help trap blood in the erectile tissue, which can result in firmer, longer-lasting erections. A urologist I know, Dr. Carter, once said that this trick alone improved his older patient's confidence in a matter of days. Then there's pressure. Most men use one consistent grip and rhythm their whole lives, but your nerve endings crave variation. Try what some call pressure mapping. That means consciously changing the amount of pressure you apply along different parts of your body during stimulation. It might sound small, but it wakes up areas that have gone numb after decades of repetition. As your body ages, certain areas become more receptive, not less. The perineum, the lower abdomen, the inner thighs. These zones are directly connected to your brain's pleasure centers. Stimulating them gently, especially in combination with traditional techniques, can create what neurologists call a summation effect. That is, your brain perceives the combined sensations as a richer, more powerful experience than anyone could deliver alone. Rhythm, too, plays a huge role. The old steady stroke may have served its purpose, but now your body thrives on something more dynamic. Think of wave stimulation, speed up, then slow down. Build tension, then release it slightly. Doing this in sync with your natural arousal cycle allows for multiple peaks and even the possibility of orgasmic sensations without ejaculation. That can extend your pleasure far beyond what you thought was possible. And don't forget the breath. Most of us, especially in our youth, learn to hold our breath during moments of intensity. But shallow breathing activates the fight-or-flight system, which cuts off deep sensation. Instead, try breathing in harmony with your movements. Deep, slow inhales as you build, slow exhales as you ease off. This activates the rest and restore system, allowing your body to relax into the experience fully. One therapist once told me, "A man's breath is his gateway to pleasure." And I've found that to be absolutely true. So if you've ever felt like your experience has dulled with time, maybe it's not your body that has changed too much. Maybe it's just been waiting for you to catch up. Learning new techniques isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring where you are now and allowing yourself to feel everything that your body is still fully capable of giving. And when you do, you may find that pleasure didn't fade with age. It just deepened, waiting for your awareness to catch up. 4. Wellness is the foundation of pleasure. As we grow older, we begin to understand that everything in the body is connected. Sexual pleasure is no longer something that exists apart from the rest of our well-being. It becomes a reflection of how we live, how we move, how we sleep, and how we care for ourselves daily. For mature men, this realization can be a turning point, unlocking levels of sensitivity, vitality, and emotional connection that were once out of reach. One of the most powerful contributors to this transformation is cardiovascular health. Erections, after all, are not just about desire. They're about blood flow. The tissues involved are vascular, and when circulation improves, so does performance. A landmark study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine revealed that just 30 minutes of moderate exercise 3 times a week led to a 38% increase in erectile function and self-reported satisfaction in men over 50. You don't need to run marathons. Gentle walking, swimming, or cycling is enough. What matters is consistency. Each time you move, you nourish your blood vessels, which in turn nourish your pleasure. Another key that many men overlook is the pelvic floor. This group of muscles supports the organs involved in intimacy and plays a direct role in orgasmic strength. As we age, these muscles naturally weaken unless exercised. The good news is that training them is simple. Imagine stopping the flow of urine midstream. That's the muscle you want to work. Contract it, hold for 3 seconds, release, and repeat 10 times. Do this 3 times a day. According to Dr. Harlan Lewis, a sexual health physician I spoke with, nearly 90% of his older patients who practiced these exercises daily for 6 weeks reported significantly more powerful and satisfying orgasms. Your diet, too, speaks directly to your pleasure. Certain nutrients act like building blocks for the chemicals your body uses to feel aroused. Arginine, found in watermelon, seafood, and nuts, increases nitric oxide, a molecule essential for blood vessel dilation and erectile firmness. Zinc, found in beef, pumpkin seeds, and oysters, supports testosterone production. In one study, men who increased their intake of these nutrients experienced stronger sensitivity within just 3 weeks, even without changing anything else in their routines. Stress, on the other hand, is one of the greatest thieves of pleasure. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which suppress testosterone and blunt nerve sensitivity. But stress is not a life sentence. With as little as 10 minutes of deep breathing or quiet meditation each day, many men find that their bodies begin to respond more freely. It isn't about perfection. It's about creating moments of stillness that give your nervous system permission to feel again. Sleep is often underestimated, yet it is during deep rest that your body produces testosterone and repairs the very nerves responsible for intimate sensation. Just improving from 5 to 7 hours of sleep a night can lead to a 20% increase in hormone levels. Sleep in a cool, quiet, and dark space. Limit screen time before bed. These small steps can yield large rewards. Even hydration plays a role. When you are even slightly dehydrated, blood volume decreases, and so does your body's ability to lubricate and respond to touch. Aim to drink half your body weight in ounces of water daily. It sounds simple, but for many men, it makes an immediate difference. Finally, some men ask about testosterone therapy. While that can be a helpful path for some, many others find success through natural hormone support. Intermittent fasting, strength training, and daily sunlight exposure or vitamin D supplementation have all been linked to healthier testosterone levels. These habits don't just improve numbers, they change how you feel in your own skin. When all of these elements come together, movement, nutrition, rest, breath, and presence, the body responds with grace. You begin to realize that aging isn't a retreat from pleasure. It is an invitation to deepen it. The most satisfying experiences don't come from chasing what was. They come from honoring who you are now and learning to work with the body you've earned. That, in itself, is a kind of mastery. 5. Embrace the changes. Discover new pleasure. The fifth secret is not about resisting change, but about embracing it with wisdom. As we age, our bodies shift in quiet and subtle ways. Some changes are easy to notice, others unfold over years without us realizing. But here's the truth many men never hear. When you understand and adapt to these changes instead of fearing or fighting them, you unlock pleasure that your younger self could not yet access. One of the most noticeable shifts is how long it takes to become fully aroused. In your youth, arousal could arrive in seconds. Now it might take a few minutes, but this isn't a decline, it's an invitation. Sexual health researchers call this the extended plateau phase, a longer, richer build-up to climax that can be deeply satisfying when not rushed. Those who allow their bodies this time often find their orgasms not only more intense, but emotionally deeper and more fulfilling. Sensitivity also evolves. Areas that once responded instantly may now feel dull, while other parts of the body begin to awaken with new sensitivity. This is where curiosity becomes your greatest ally. Exploring previously overlooked zones, such as the lower abdomen, the inner thighs, or the gentle area between the scrotum and anus, can reveal pleasure points that were once too intense in youth, but are now beautifully responsive. A therapist once called this process remapping your pleasure, and for many men, it is like discovering a new terrain on familiar land. The prostate, for instance, becomes more prominent with age, not just physically but in terms of sensation. While it might have been ignored in earlier years, gentle external stimulation through the perineum can now offer an entirely new layer of pleasure. According to Dr. Frank Lewis, a seasoned urologist, the nerve connections between the prostate and the brain's pleasure centers often become more pronounced with age, making this a powerful area to explore safely and respectfully. Another small but impactful adjustment comes from working with gravity. As circulation changes with age, blood flow to the genitals can become more sluggish. Simple shifts, like lying on your back with a pillow under your hips, can enhance circulation and intensify sensation. Many men who try this report firmer erections and richer sensitivity, simply by aligning with the natural flow of blood. Medication is also a factor that many overlook. Certain blood pressure medications, for example, can delay orgasm. Instead of seeing this as a setback, it can be reframed as an opportunity to extend pleasure and explore non-ejaculatory peaks. Others may alter sensitivity in some areas, but leave others untouched. Rather than giving up, some men discover that these effects help them find new zones that offer satisfaction in ways they never expected. Lubrication is another essential piece. As pre-ejaculate production decreases, dryness can quietly steal away sensation. But the right lubricant doesn't just solve that problem, it can actually amplify touch, making every stroke feel more alive. A sexual health researcher once told me that good lubricant acts like a conductor for sensation, enhancing the transmission of pleasure across nerve endings. Men who overcome the hesitation of using it often describe it as a complete game changer. And finally, recovery time naturally extends. What used to be a 15-minute cycle might now take longer. But within that space lies the potential for something truly unique. Without the urgency of climax, many older men discover the beauty of non-ejaculatory arousal, where waves of pleasure come and go without conclusion, creating a session that is more about connection than completion. One counselor compared it to shifting from a sprint to a long, beautiful walk through a landscape you've never taken the time to see. By working with your body instead of against it, by adapting with gentleness rather than frustration, you begin to realize that aging doesn't close the door on sexual pleasure. It opens a new one, a door that leads to deeper, more conscious, and often more profound experiences. What changes is not just your body, but your relationship to it. And that shift is where real intimacy begins. 6. The circulation revival method. Of all the discoveries older men make about their bodies, this one might be the most surprising. The circulation revival method is not about chasing lost youth or taking a shortcut. It's a holistic, natural practice that weaves together food, breath, touch, and timing to help your body unlock its full potential for pleasure. And the results can be astonishing. Many men in their 60s and 70s say it gave them not just better intimacy, but a new sense of connection to their own bodies. It begins long before the moment of touch. 2 hours before self-pleasure, hydrate well. A glass of water with a pinch of mineral salt helps prime every cell in your body. Then eat a small, intentional meal. Choose dark chocolate with 70% cacao for its nitric oxide boosting effects. Add a slice of watermelon, which helps blood vessels dilate, and a handful of pistachios to support hormone health. This simple trio has been shown to increase penile blood flow by more than 25% in under 2 hours. You don't need anything extreme, just consistency and care. Next comes movement. 30 minutes beforehand, elevate your heart rate gently. A walk, some light stair climbing, or a few minutes of marching in place. This wakes up the vascular system. Then sit quietly and practice deep breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. Repeat for 3 minutes. This breathing pattern relaxes the nervous system and increases oxygen, which enhances sensation and helps your mind stay present. Before you begin, apply a natural oil and massage 3 specific spots, where your thighs meet your groin and the space just below your navel. These pressure points are linked to major blood vessels and nerves that feed into the genital region. This massage doesn't just prepare your body physically, it invites you into your own presence, into a softer state where arousal can unfold more gradually and fully. The environment you create also matters. Keep the room warm, around 75 to 78 degrees. Dim the lights and, if you like, diffuse a light scent like sandalwood or vanilla. These small details might seem trivial, but they signal safety to your nervous system. And safety is what allows true pleasure to emerge. Once you begin, slow down. Start by touching everything but the obvious places. Trace slow, light patterns along your thighs, lower belly, and hips. When you finally move toward direct stimulation, use new techniques. Try circular motions instead of the usual up and down. Apply gentle pressure to the perineum, stimulating the prostate externally. Match your breath to your rhythm and slow down just as you near climax. This is what creates what researchers call extended arousal plateaus, long, blissful states that don't rush toward release but expand it. And finally, don't skip what comes after. Spend just a few minutes lying still. Breathe slowly and notice the sensation still lingering in your body. This quiet moment of reflection strengthens the pleasure pathways in your brain, building lasting intimacy with yourself. Practice this method once or twice a week, and within a month, you may find more than just better pleasure. You may feel calmer, more alive, and more at peace with the man you are today. 7. Reclaiming your pleasure fully and naturally. As we reach this final secret, take a moment to reflect on how far we've come together. We've uncovered 7 powerful truths that many men never get the chance to hear, let alone apply. From embracing mindfulness that turns mechanical habits into intimate experiences, to aligning your timing and environment with your body's evolving rhithms, Each insight has been a step toward reclaiming something deeply personal and life-affirming. You've seen how simple shifts in technique can awaken forgotten pathways of sensation, and how caring for your overall wellness can ripple into your most private moments in ways you might never have imagined. You've learned to approach aging not as a limitation, but as an invitation to rediscover yourself with more patience, depth, and curiosity than ever before. And now, with the circulation revival method, you hold in your hands a complete natural system that brings everything together: nutrition, movement, breath, intention, and presence. It is not about chasing your younger self, but about honoring the man you are today and giving him permission to feel, to explore, and to enjoy without shame or pressure. This seventh secret is not just a technique, it's a mindset, a way of being. When you weave all of these elements into one cohesive practice, you're no longer just masturbating, you're reconnecting with your vitality, you're investing in your well-being, and most importantly, you're saying to yourself, I still matter, my pleasure still matters. And this chapter of life can be every bit as rich, if not richer, than the ones that came before. Now you hold a kind of wisdom that most men never receive. These 7 secrets are not just tips, but invitations to reconnect with a part of yourself that deserves respect, tenderness, and curiosity. This journey is not about going backward. It's about stepping into a deeper kind of pleasure that only becomes possible with the experience, patience, and self-awareness you've earned over the years. Try one new approach this week. Let your body show you what it's still capable of. If this video resonated with you, feel free to subscribe so we can continue exploring together in the next chapters. And if something here shifted your thinking, write most surprising in the comments. I read every word and your voice matters. You are not past your prime. You are in a new season of discovery, and the best of it may be just beginning.